So we had a number of reveals this past weekend from SGC 2018, which I think is a Singapore convention, but don't hold me to that. I'm just going to kind of talk about the stuff that interests me. I'm going to talk about some of the stuff that was released around the same time, if not at the show directly. There's just a lot to talk about here, so we're going to kind of move through it. Let's start with Iron Factory, who just show no sign of letting the foot off of the throats of people that are collecting the Legends line for IDW stuff. To include a Runabout and Runamuck, which I couldn't be happier about. Maybe we're getting closer to getting an MP1 as well. It's just nice to see them. They showed their Megatron, which is something that's been sorely missed in this line, and I couldn't be happier that it's coming. Such an exciting looking figure. They showed an Ultra Magnus with Minimus Ambus. Smart move, including him. Really helps drive home the lore they're pulling from. I dig that. It's clever and it's classy, and I like it. We got some updated images of stuff we knew was coming, like the Mirage, Hound, and Wheeljack. All look good, as well as a Soundwave and Cliff Jumper, which look on par. That Soundwave truck mode, though, might need to relax. And then we got some updated images of their Beast Wars, Beast Machines Primal, which look good. And then lastly, we get this anime Starscream character, which is an interesting little take on it. I'm not mad at this. I think it's fine. It's funny. It's novelty. And I think it's cool. I think it's very interesting to kind of watch Iron Factory and see how they move, walking that fine line between characters that are popular within IDW versus characters that were popular in G1. And they kind of go back and forth and release different aspects of those two franchises within the same aesthetic in order to kind of make the line successful. It's very smart. Keep your eye on them. And while we're on the subject of Legends, we got some new reveals from New Age. Their Dodson brothers, along with an Ironhide and a Megatron that looks great within that scale. We also got from Transform Elements a look at their upcoming Beast Wars Black Arachnia Legends class figure. And look how Beast Wars is starting to infiltrate a few more different genres. I couldn't be happier for them. I hope that they get everything their little heart desires, those Beast Wars fans. Not quite a Legends, but within the same pocket. We got Master Maids, Power Master Prime, and Overlord. Both look amazing. This company has a stellar reputation. They make phenomenal pieces if you're into the novelty of it. And then continuing along the Legends, we get the Magic Square Stunicons, which I am going to go in on. I think they look fantastic, and the company has really impressed me over the last couple months, as well as some updated images of stuff they're working on. At least I think that's what this is. This Cosmos, Dodson Brothers, Hoist, some other stuff. Looks like they got a lot on their plate for the upcoming future. And we'll stick with Magic Square for a minute. This Prime looks awesome. I think I'm going to go in on it. I think I'm going to take the gamble and throw the dice on it. I've liked what they've done with their Legends, and I love how cock diesel this dude looks, so to speak. I just think it looks amazing. And then they have a white version of it coming, their quote-unquote Ultra Magnus version of it, so that's cool as well. Alien Attack showed off a couple more movie designs, their Hound and Optimus. That first release they put out was, yeesh, not the best. So I'm not sure how excited I'd let myself get for those if this was something that interests you, but I wish them the best. The sculpts look great. You know, their problem was more so with materials, but we'll see. Time will tell, I suppose. Sticking with movie stuff, Unique Toys showed off a Megatron, and if this is anything like their Optimus in Lockdown, I'm sure this will be a phenomenal piece. I'm looking forward to taking a look at this one. Hopefully Robert D or somebody will be getting it that I know and can reach out to. They've really been on a roll with this stuff recently. Moving over to DX9, we got to look at their Motormaster. Good thing I'm not using this for alt mode. How long is that trailer? Why the long trailer, Motormaster? Good grief. But the combined mode looks very promising, and look what we see. Looks like it's going to be heavy parts forming, and the Motormaster element will square off inside of the body of Menasor, which is the way I think that they should be doing it, and I'm very excited about the potential of this. I'm sure people saw this and were like, you know, what, cheap, blah, blah. No. This is probably the best way to accomplish this, and I'm very excited to see what they have in store and how this pans out. Maketoys makes a little bit of noise. We get a look at some of their cross-dimension stuff that's coming, all of which look good to me. Within the genre, of course, that they're creating it for, I think it's on par with that world. And then we get a look at two of their MP Headmasters that are coming that I couldn't be more excited about. It'd be nice to finish off that cast of characters from my shelf. That I've been waiting a while for this to happen, and I'm happy to see that it is continuously moving forward. Very exciting, looking very much forward to it. Fans Hobby released images of a Minerva, a silhouette more so. I know this is exciting to a lot of people. I know she's kind of a fan favorite character and people feel a way about her. So it's cool that somebody is doing it. It's nice to see some of these companies moving into more risky figures. We have Maketoys with the Headmasters. We have now Fans Hobby with the Minerva. We've seen a lot of Power Master Primes recently and stuff. So it gives me a little bit of hope that we might see some more of the obscure figures coming along. So it's all exciting to me. Not as exciting as TFC's first release of their upcoming Satan, which is Sinner Twin. Look, it looks fine and it looks like the stuff they normally produce. I just feel like the third-party world has kind of moved past this and they haven't really kept up with the times. When their past, present, and future video comes, it's going to probably be on the scathing side of things. I think this would have really hooked me 3 years ago, but as of right now, it's just not enough there to make me interested in this. But for those that are, the good news is it seems to be coming. Mastermind Creations finally shows off one of their DJD members that we're missing. I mean, they've shown off two that we don't really care about. I'm kidding. I know they have their fan base. I just don't care about them, really. I like the pet even. I just don't care about Nickel. But I have one of the other two main members of the DJD very bad and have begun to lose hope that they were ever coming, even though I kept hearing that they were. It's nice to finally see one very close to production anyway, and I am looking forward to this as well. Seems to be right in line with the other stuff that they've put out within the line. So hats off to them. Kudos. Please bring it on and bring it on ASAP. And then lastly, the show stealer, X-Transbots. And who would have thought that X-Transbots would end up being the show stealer of just about anything? If you would have told me this 4 years ago, I would have laughed you out of the room. And yet here we are today, fourth quarter 2018, and they stole the show. And the question is, with what? And the answer is a lot. Looks like we're gonna get some more of those Junkions, which is nice. I'd kind of given up hope on these as well, so it's nice to see that they're coming. It may make me rework my shelf a little bit to kind of have a Junkion shelf. I got to see what kind of space I have available and how I can make this work, but it is promising, and I am excited about the potential prospect of making that happen. All of them look fantastic. I love the variations and designs between the four while they all share the same basic engineering. It's really going to give a dynamic look to a shelf full of Junkions. I know this isn't going to be for everybody because there's such supporting cast of characters, but I, for one, am definitely in on this. We get another look at their Autobot X, which they've called X-Man, and that pun is not lost on me. I dig it. And it looks good. It looks appropriate, I guess. I don't think it ever looked good. I think the original design looks goofy, but it looks like the original design. I wonder if this is going to be solely an action figure or if they do have it transform into some sort of Frankenstein-looking vehicle. I can see it kind of going either way. Looking at it, it doesn't look like it's going to transform to me, but I can see it being a possibility. I personally wouldn't need it to transform and think it might be wasted energy and effort, but I know people feel a way about that kind of stuff, so I'm wondering if they are. I think it's interesting to be getting some of these really obscure characters. I'm excited about where that could lead, as I've stated before. We get a look at their drag strip and their dead end, to be fair, but we've seen their dead end plenty of times. We've actually seen their drag strip, I think, as well, but we really get a good look at a prototype here, and it looks to be right in line with the rest of the line they've been putting out, which is to say very cartoon accurate and keeping a lot of those key action figure elements to be able to pose it and manipulate it appropriately to have the display that you want. So I'm excited for those as well. And then lastly, the kind of shot that was heard around the world, and the irony of the whole situation is that X-Transbots stole the show with a number of their designs. But the one that everybody kept talking about was their Quintesson. It just makes the whole thing all that more strange. 2018, X-Transbots steals the reveal show with what? A Quintesson. But it looks good. I mean, these are 3D printed, rough prototype images, but it looks very promising. I think it looks very accurate. I love the tentacles and how they're on the ground, like a pile and all that. Like, I love the stand. It all looks extremely cartoon accurate, extremely well sculpted and well designed. And I think that stuff like this could capture a significant market at a lower price point for a lot of these characters that we love, the Quintessons, DevCon, Autobot X, etc., etc. There's a lot of those types of characters that I think a lot of us would be interested in getting to flesh out our shelves to kind of pay tribute to this franchise and the world of this franchise as a whole. So I think it's awesome that they're taking a step in this direction. I would imagine this is only the tip of the iceberg, so it's awesome to see where this could go, and it's exciting and it's unpredictable, which is nice. Third party's kind of been predictable for a while, and we're starting to see a little bit of unpredictability taking place here, and that makes following it all that much more exciting. So a pretty impressive string of reveals. It was enough where I felt like we should probably have a quick discussion about it. Real quick before we get out of here, every time I do a video like this, undoubtedly someone will always say, but you didn't mention such and such, and that was the one that meant the most to me, and it's my favorite, and I just want to take this opportunity and say, I am sorry. There's always one, and to you, sir, I apologize. Outside of that, I think I'm going to be back very soon with another For Dummies episode. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.